Hi, Jay.
Hi, Bri.
Hello, Bradley.
Hey, Brian. Hey,
Hi,
Jay.
Brad. Hi, Brad.
Welcome
Hi,
back.
over here.
Yeah, it's cold up by you.
We have ice.
You have ice. We do not have ice here. And we're only like an hour and a half apart from each other, which is
such
crazy.
a contrast.
Yeah, dude. Crazy.
And like 5 inches of snow.
Huh.
That's right. That too.
Yeah. I hunted last week and I looked like a snowman walking out of the woods during that snowstorm. It was not fun.
How was the drive?
Brad's like, did you really go out? And I was like, yep. I didn't see anything. The drive was even worse. I almost went off the road like twice. It was pretty bad. Pretty bad.
See, I went north. And there was no snow.
Yeah.
Figure that out.
Yeah, I don't understand it, man. Well, that storm kind of came up at a slight angle.
But that whole like Madison and then like just above it, that whole area is like its own kind of like vortex.
Yeah.
I've been driving from up north and then you go through Madison, it's like a blizzard.
Yeah.
And then once you get to my like border, there's like no snow.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I got to Beloit, or no, just south of Janesville, and it cleared up. So.
Yeah.
But welcome back, everyone, for another excellent episode. We got Lawrence Martinez in the chat. What's up from Yorktown, Virginia, a.k.a. Mr. Naughty Fish. Frank Provolone. Sup, Slayers. Frank always comes through, man.
He does.
Runs the Slay Nation tournaments. But got continuing the Huntisodes, man. We got gentlemen on. We've talked about Galluscide before in previous episodes. So we figured we get these guys on, man. Hear what they're all about and all that good stuff. So we got Chris Hodge from their organization, or Jay.
It's Jose.
Sorry.
But you gotta. I don't know why this is a part of it, but it works.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh,
it helps.
man.
Jose.
What
It's
an
with the
intro.
syllable.
What an intro.
Welcome, Chris. Welcome. How you doing, brother?
Welcome. Doing well. Yourselves?
Good, man. Did you get plenty of drinks and snacks down there in the green room?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Thank you. The cooler
Yeah.
was full. Yeah, man. Good. Good.
He's like, these virtual snacks are really good. It's the future.
Low calorie.
Yeah.
You know, got to treat
Low
our
carb,
guests well.
gluten-free.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, no worries about gaining any weight. I mean, that's probably more my problem, but like, you know.
Yeah. Chris looks like he's in shape.
Yeah.
Man. He gets out
He
there and
looks all
chases
right.
birds.
Yeah.
Us two, on the other
Little
hand,
bit.
we had a Pizza Hut pizza
Well,
before this.
Think about this. Like the two bird chasers here.
Yeah.
Look at the contrast
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Bird hunters, deer hunters. Yeah. I understand now.
I mean, you know, it's a thing.
You need more insulation sitting there.
This is true.
That is true. You can't move around a ton, you know? We got
right.
Doo-Doo in the chat. What up, yo? Nicholas Beltran. Sup, guys? Welcome, everybody. If you guys could go down in that lower left-hand corner and click that share button, we'll get some people going in here. And as we're going along, talking to Chris about Galluscide, if you guys got any questions, comments, things like that, drop them in the comment section, and we'll get them answered, man. So, Chris, why don't you give us a little background on you, my friend? Like where you're from, how you got into hunting, and all that good stuff.
For sure. Chris Hodge, Southwest Michigan, small town Allegan, between Grand Rapids and Kalamazoo. Got into hunting when I was very young with my dad, my uncles. Did a lot of bird hunting, pheasant hunting. Before I could shoot, I was mainly the bird getter with my uncle's Brittany's. And then I got out of bird hunting after my grandfather died, and as life happens with our parents, and now with myself being a parent, I know that kind of falls to the side. Did a lot of deer hunting for several years. Went to school in Iowa, got into archery hunting with my roommate, James McKinney. He has his own hunting company as well. Then came back here to Southwest Michigan, and with what I do, a patient and an old friend asked, "Hey, do you want to go bird hunting?" I'm like, yeah, I used to do it when I was a kid and would like to do it with a gun finally. So went actually this last January, 2020, I went out with him and a pharmacist buddy, and the pharmacist Ryan had 2 GSRPs, German short-haired pointers. Went up to a pheasant farm here in Southwest Michigan, and I just got hooked. So yeah, that's pretty much my story. And my buddy John, who I started Galluscide with, unfortunately he's under the weather and not able to join us tonight. But he got a black lab, Willow British lab. Dog went to bird school. We've been hunting with her most of this year. I actually picked up her sister from the next litter, same parents, just next litter. Got her in September. She'll be going to school in probably April. And we'll have 2 retrieving labs that sits the flush. We hunt with them next year.
Nice.
Very cool, man. Very cool.
Yeah.
Brad, you gonna get another dog?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I'm down to 1. There'll probably be a second.
They're awesome,
Nice.
man. We don't deserve dogs. We do not deserve dogs. They're amazing.
Yeah. Well, we were just telling the story of Jay and I being the dogs, and then we found a dog in the field and worked him for a day. Definitely changes the way you hunt, that's for sure.
Yeah, I would love to walk through those clear-cut paths that your feet aren't hooking on to like grass every 5 seconds. Yeah, you're not going through briars that are ripping you to shreds, because otherwise you're in there.
Yeah.
You sound like a pheasant hunter.
Yeah.
Need solid gear, man.
I'm telling you, Jay, come with me grouse hunting. Try the woodcock even. Brian got a taste of the woodcock.
Oh, I'm hooked, man. I'm hooked.
It's addicting.
That sounds dirty,
It is
but I'm
so
hooked.
addicting.
It looks like fun though. I mean, it's like when I want to walk through trees that are like I can't even fit through.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It's just the shooting is kind of tight quarters,
It's tough.
I mean, it is. You got to kind of be properly spaced and hope the bird flies your direction and not your buddy's direction.
Yeah. Is anybody like going with like a 20-inch barrel instead of like a 24 or 26 or something?
Well, my favorite grouse and woodcock gun is my Satori. It's an older one with 24-inch barrels, and being an over/under, that thing is short. And then my backup gun to that, which was before this, is a TriStar, which I actually run the youth barrel on.
See, I bet I could run that with my turkey gun. Because I was doing some skeet shooting or some trap shooting with my turkey gun, and I was all right. With that super choke on there.
Yeah, and a pistol, like a legitimate pistol grip.
Yeah. Hey, it works.
I mean,
if you want to carry that through there, be my guest, man.
I think it'd be heavy.
No,
After a day carrying it.
Yeah, well, I'll just take the Mossberg 835 then, the pump gun.
Well,
That'll work.
It's all good.
make up your mind already.
That's my
Just
other
bring 'em all.
turkey gun.
Yeah, bring both.
Yeah.
They're small.
There you go,
No.
You look like Rambo
Yeah.
walking
Rambo.
through the word.
Grouse hunting.
Yeah, walking through the woods to shoot the smallest bird out there, the woodcock.
Yeah.
You know. Oh man. Well,
Chris, what's your favorite bird to chase in the uplands?
Oh man. So like I said, I just started back into this back in January. John and I started Galluscide this summer. Actually, put our brains together and came up with this idea. And we did our first grouse camp this year up in Thompsonville, Michigan, which is there's a gem right there. Which I don't know if you guys know what gems are. I don't know if you have gems in Wisconsin or not.
We don't.
Okay, so it's a grouse enhancement management area, and there's several throughout the state of Michigan. They have thousands of acres on each with different cover. They're amazing, and we camped just outside of the gem. It was myself, John, and our buddy Logan, and it was phenomenal. I mean, we didn't get any birds, but we kicked up 2 grouse, 2 woodcock, and the experience was amazing. And just watching the dog work is definitely one of the best parts of the hunt, is just watching that dog just cut through the woods. And if you get a bird, you get a bird, but if not, it's just the experience.
Absolutely. I mean, watching the dog work woods is something special. I mean, it's different than a pheasant field. It's different than the big plains, like with the quail. It's watching that dog just run those woods with how they can just glide over and through and under trees. It's something special to watch.
Yeah, it is.
yeah, I got that firsthand on that first woodcock hunt that I went on with Brad, and I mean I think that afternoon or evening when I was driving home, I texted Brad that. And I was like, dude, it was just, thanks so much. It was super cool to watch your dog work through the woods, It was, it's just cool to see how their senses kick in looking for those birds,
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, John's dog and my dog as well. It's a house dog by day, and when it's time to work, it's time to work. And man, Willow's very playful, but when you put that vest on her and you put your hunting pants on, she knows it's go time. And to just be able to flip a switch like that and just be in the zone, and it's so cool to watch.
That's awesome.
And as far as your dog goes, I mean, how much time has gone into training your dog to be able to be that playful dog at home and then know when it's go time?
So, like I said, my dog's going to be going to bird school in April, so we're puppy stages right now. We have a beagle that she plays with. They just do their thing. Work on commands, of course, just pre-training. But John's dog was in school for I think 12 weeks, 10 to 12 weeks, and yeah, she came home a couple of weekends, and that actually helped a lot. Now you said that. She was at school for I think it was about 6 weeks straight, and then the trainer John called John to say, hey, come pick up Willow for the weekend. So they did, and it kind of set that break. So she knew it was work, and then she got to go home and be with John, Jen, and Gunner. They could play, have family time, do all that fun stuff. John would throw a couple dummies just to see how she was doing. And then Monday morning, right back to school for a couple weeks, then home for a weekend, then back for a week, and then she graduated, and she's been just phenomenal.
That's cool.
Very nice.
Very cool. So
are you going to use the same trainer for your dog then? I'm assuming.
Oh man, this is a sad topic. Yeah, I had been in contact with John, the trainer. Come to find out, he's been diagnosed with stage 4 colorectal cancer. So he had surgery. He had surgery back, I think it was in September, I believe, October. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to search around. John's been helping me with that, trying to find another trainer. I mean, if God's will is John's still here and he's willing to train, then yeah, he'll train my dog Daisy. But if not, then she'll be unfortunately having to go somewhere else. But John, he's an amazing trainer, especially for labs. It's different from pointers. If you want a pointer, if you want a flusher, and there's more pointer trainers than flushing trainers. So it's just, you got to find the right fit for your dog.
Agreed. Labs are my comfort zone with training because that's what I started with. Pointers, whole different game. It is not the same. There's nothing the same. Well, there's some things the same, but it's not the same.
It's different mechanics. There is a lot different between the two, for sure.
Yeah, we had a long conversation about that one night. Pointer versus flusher. Why don't you guys give us a breakdown on like what's the difference between the two?
Brad, go ahead, man.
Well, it's on me. Got it.
Yeah.
I'll take it if you want.
No, it's all good. Well, your flushing breeds, like, what's the easiest way to explain this? A flushing breed should just keep driving forward, and it's going to push the bird up. It's never going to stop. It's never going to pause. It's going to work hard consistently, and you keep it within your shooting range while the dog is working. Whereas a pointer is going to they normally work farther out. They work at a longer distance. And then when they get to the bird and they scent it, they should pin it by pointing it. And then it gives you time to work your way up to get to the bird. And then you are actually the one that flushes the bird, which is pretty much the basics. I mean, there's kind of a little more to it than that. Some pointing breeds don't retrieve as well as, say, like your flushing breeds that are retrievers. I mean, there's always different training techniques for that with force fetch. And then you always have your versatile dogs, which is what mine is, being a wired hair. I mean, it leans more towards the versatile side, which is still a pointer, but they're great duck hunting dogs too. I mean, there's a lot to all the different breeds, really.
Good
explanation. Yeah, and I'll just add a little bit to that too. Working with, so Ryan has the two, I said GSRP earlier. Sorry, my daughter's in preschool. GSPs, and then the flusher. So this year, when we started hunting this year, we would run Willow, the lab, for a little while, then put her in the truck, bring out the pointers, run them. So start of the year, we want to get the scent on the dogs. With the flusher, with Willow, I mean, she's no more than 15, 20 yards in front of you. She's right in front of you, just running back and forth. What's nice about Willow is when she does get a scent, she will pause, and then you sense that birdiness in the dog, and then you get up on her, and then she'll flush the dog or flush the bird. And when the bird flushes, she sits. And if gunshots go off, she's sitting. She is not running anywhere. She is on her rear end. And then you will release, if you hit the bird, dead bird, and then you'll release her by saying Willow, and then she'll go get the bird, bring it right back to you. When we got the pointers, I mean, the pointers are just all over the place. And then the different sound on their beeper will go, and then you know whether it's a hawk sound or a faster paced beep, whatever it is. Then you know, okay, Brooke is on point over here, so you work over there and try to kick your feet through the brush and kick up the bird. And if you get a shot or the other guys around you get a shot, fine. Do they retrieve? It, like Brett was saying, it's hit or miss. If you train them right, they'll retrieve for you. If not, just go get the bird and put it in your pouch.
I mean, there's plenty. I don't want to say pointing dogs don't retrieve. There are plenty of pointing dogs that do retrieve.
Oh,
I mean, there are. I mean, pointing dogs can sometimes get a bad rap that way. I'm going to pick on the English guys right now.
Ain't none of them around her.
Not the country, the dog. I'm going to pick on the setter guys a little bit because I know a couple with prim and proper setters that won't put birds in their mouth. But I mean, no, there's plenty of setters that'll retrieve as well. It's kind of just a little rubbing, a little jabbing.
Yep.
So I was going to say, like, when you pick a dog, is your, I guess you're in part of the decision making. Are you already thinking, well, I want a pointer or I want a flusher, or do you just pick a good dog from, just from, what am I trying to say here? Just something that has the lineage, and then you take it to a trainer, and then the trainer kind of figures out which kind of dog it is and then just works on it from there.
Well, breeds are normally specific. So you have pointing breeds, you have flushing breeds. So, I mean, I made that decision beforehand on what I wanted. For me personally, it was really, what do I hunt more? I mean, a retriever, like a Labrador retriever, it's going to retrieve. I mean, its drive is to retrieve. That's why they're probably they are for sure, not knowing statistics, the number one duck dog. I mean, there's a reason every single duck hunter, well, not everyone, but they use labs. I mean, they retrieve. They're the retrieving machines, and they can do amazing work upland hunting. So when my focus was duck hunting, I got a lab because that was my focus. My lab didn't like to settle down, even with some help training, and actually drove me to upland hunting because he was so high strung, and he made a phenomenal grouse dog. just phenomenal, which then led me to the wired hair, because I'm like, well, if my focus is now upland hunting, I kind of want to hunt over a pointer. I want to try to get I want my shots on grouse to be a little more controlled, rather than, I could always tell when Bandit was birdie and had a general idea when he was in a flusher bird, but I didn't know for sure. So I really wanted to be selfish and try to shoot more grouse, and I thought I had a better chance over a pointer.
Yeah, I mean, that totally makes sense. I think you got to really consider, like you said, what you're going to be hunting more. And that's what I took away from the conversation you and I had like a week or two ago. You know, are you going to be upland hunting more, or are you looking for like a duck hunting dog, you know, like something that's going to retrieve ducks when you're out on the water or in the field or whatever it may be, you know? So I think that's like the huge consideration, like what kind of hunting you're going to do more of is what I took away from it.
I can totally see that too, because even when we were up at the gem unit, we were walking through the woods. We can tell Willow was birdie, but we no bird. Like John walked, I walked, Logan was to my left, and as I walked by, the bird kicked up behind us. So if he had a pointer, the dog would be right on it, pointing it, and then that's when y'all can get ready. Bird flushes, you shoot. With the lab, I mean, that lab's just going, and if it gets a scent, you can tell it's birdie, but you don't know for sure where that bird is. So the pointer and that example is definitely the better breed for that case.
And then you had alluded to the sounds, which goes, I imagine, with the collar, and you were saying about the beeps and everything. Could you explain that to everybody too?
Brad, what do you hunt with it? Do you have a collar on your dog or a bell?
I do. I always run a bell. I'm old school, but I also run a dog. I run a Dogtra Pathfinder, so I don't use a beeper collar. I use GPS in the bell.
Okay, so I know with John's dog Willow and the other dogs, they have the Garmin Beepers on them. So it's a orange beeper that goes on their collar, and you can set it to beep just so you know where the dog is. That's kind of like a bell. If the dog has a bell on it, you can hear the bell ringing, so you know whereabouts your dog is. Same with the beeper; it just beeps so you know the dog where he or she is running. Excuse me. If the dog goes on point, the pace of the beep will speed up because the dog stopped moving. So it beep 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 beep. Or you can change it. You can do like a hawk sound, so it'll be. I can't do a hawk. Sorry, that's horrible.
Wait, do that one more
time. It'll do like a hawk cry, and then it'll get everybody's attention. And that dog stopped. It's on point. So there's different settings you can do with beepers, bells. If the bell stops ringing, the dog's probably on point somewhere. So each one has its pluses and minuses. I know John tried a bell with Willow, but the tone of the bell was so close to her beeper that she did not care for it. So he's going to try a different pitch bell. But it's just kind of hit or miss with each dog, or what you like as for hunting.
Gotcha.
Very cool, man. Well, let's jump into Galluscide, man. Like, so what was the thought process behind that? Like, why'd you guys start it? What's it all about?
So yeah, Galluscide, Gallus is Latin for rooster or cock, and side is Latin for slayer. So rooster, slayer. We kind of put our brains together. I mentioned my buddy Jimmy earlier from chiropractic school. He's in Pennsylvania. His company is called Cervicide, which cerva is Latin for deer, side is Latin for slayer. So I did some Googling and figured out what the Latin words are for rooster, and I already knew slayer. So I messaged Jimmy and said, hey, is it cool if we do this? I kind of like a branch off. I'm not stealing from you, but is it cool if we use it? He goes, yeah, man, go for it. It's cool as heck. So he just wanted a hat in return. So we came up with Galluscide, and the objective is to get young youth and just people that have never upland hunted or upland hunted who got out of it, like myself, get them back into the sport. I have 2 young kids of my own. John has a young son, 4 years old. My daughter's 4, son is 2. It's hard to put into words how fun it is to go out, and once our kids get of age, get them involved. My dad, like I said, he used to go out to Nebraska with my uncle and pheasant hunt, and he hasn't done it. Got him back into it this year. My uncle David has never gone pheasant hunting, got him into it this year. A couple other friends never done it, got it into it this year, and they're hooked. I mean, and they have young kids, so to get our buddies with young kids and keep spreading it. I know Brad does a lot of mentor hunts with people. We want to get involved with that too, whether it's through veterans groups, it's endless we can do with it. So we're just trying to expand on upland hunting and get as many people involved as we can and share the outdoors.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. So, I mean, how often are you guys doing like outings and events and stuff like that? Like if somebody wanted to get involved, like how would they do that?
For sure. I mean, we're on Instagram and Facebook, Galluscide. You can check us out. John's dog is, my dog is Upland Duchess. Daisy, John's dog is Upland Queen. We post on all the time of events that we're doing, hunts that we're going on. We hunt early season. We're just about out every weekend up until deer season. We kind of cut back after that because whether it's upland hunting on the gems, that kind of dies off during that time. Farm hunts are kicking up in high gear now. Again, we have a private farm hunt we're going to in the middle of January, which we talked about pre-show. It's a private hunt on 10 fields, 10 groups of hunters go out with 1 dog apiece, 10 birds in the field. The team with most birds wins. You can go out after the 3 hours and shoot more birds if you want. It's a fundraiser. They do these fundraisers all the time throughout Michigan, not just this one farm. We have a hunt on January 2nd we're going on. So if anybody's interested, by all means, please hit us up. We actually had a guy when we first launched Galluscide out of upstate New York, and he's like, hey, I upland hunt here in upstate New York. How is it in Michigan? So he wants to collaborate and do a hunting trip here, and he's going to come up from upstate New York. We have a couple of guys out of Nebraska and Iowa that want to do the same thing. So the easiest way to get a hold of us is, like I said, Facebook or Instagram, and we're open.
Nice. And then September, we're planning grouse camp. I mean, a combined grouse camp.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to make this happen in the UP.
Yep, for sure.
Oh, yeah, eh?
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you didn't tell me about this there, you know?
Get you some
Yeah, I
pasties.
did there.
Up there in the UP. We're at in the UP, eh?
Plan would be if there's vacancy at.
Oh yeah, that over there.
So like Munising.
Further west, I believe.
Yeah, give me a hold
Marquette.
on.
Or you talking
Further
up
west
by
than that.
Houghton? Houghton?
I think it's south of Houghton, isn't it, Brad?
Trout Creek,
Creek.
Michigan. 2 Rivers Motel and Cabins. Friend of mine from Madison bought that resort and just closed on it about a month and a half ago.
Nice.
Wow.
So, go there, spend some money.
I like it.
Another place to go.
Absolutely.
I think
They
Brad
told
was
me-
holding
they-
out.
They told me, because they're from Michigan, that the partridge hunting is phenomenal. Partridge
Good.
is another term for grouse.
I think Brad's
So-
been holding out on us.
We talked about this. You just don't pay attention.
I think we need to remove him.
Ouch.
I see how this
Ouch.
is.
See what I lost it to you there?
I'm just messing with him. He did tell me about it.
There's no longer any vacancy for you. So,
Yeah,
Chris, when
I
you want to
figured-
start planning this event,
Wait, what did I do?
Yeah, Brad, we should have our own conversation. We can figure out when to plan this.
Yeah.
Exactly. Brian and Jay have a great time. Let you know how September holds out.
No, that's cool, man. I like the mission you guys are on, you know, like getting more people involved or getting people back involved in the youth. I think that's such a crucial thing. I mean, in any kind of hunting, right? You know,
Sure.
it's these days and age, you're seeing hunter numbers kind of decline a little bit. Although this year, I mean, Wisconsin's having a record season. I think Illinois is having a record deer season. That is,
State
I think
of Michigan as well.
yeah,
And they had one last year too, I think.
I don't know.
Like Michigan was nuts last year.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with, you know, the times we're facing, you know.
For
a
sure.
lot of people are getting out and filling freezers to, feed the families and stuff like that. But, I think upland hunting, it gets overlooked a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you talk hunting with somebody, it's 9 times out of 10, at least in the Midwest, it's about deer. If you were out west, I could see it being about like mule deer or elk. You know what I mean? But I think upland gets overlooked so much. And I know me personally, I've kind of overlooked it. And then, this past summer, Brad really sparked my interest in it. We went and did that woodcock hunt. And then like I realized like how plentiful of public land Wisconsin had.
Mm-hmm.
So I got Jay into it and, made him, work a little bit, get some muscle cramps from walking around so much and, trying to flush my birds because I didn't have a dog.
Like, who shot all the birds, though?
I don't know. Who put you on the birds, bro? Who put you on the birds?
You were the dog a couple times.
I was. I formulated that plan.
That's true.
I wanted you to have a successful hunt.
We worked
So-
good as a team.
See, here's my angle, right? Like
Yeah.
I wanted you to shoot the birds all the first time, so that way you would continue to come back, so you could flush all the birds the rest of the time.
Yep, that's exactly how I remember it too.
But I mean, that's the thing, man. I think and like you mentioned, like Brad's super great as being a mentor to many people, whether it be deer, ducks, woodcock, pheasants, whatever, and it seems like you guys fall right in line with that. And I know when Brad had originally mentioned you guys, I was like, we need to get these guys on and talk a little bit and kind of help spread that word, because super important, man. Like if we don't continue on those traditions, like who is,
They're gone. If we don't, they're gone.
Yep,
for sure.
yeah, and I've said it like a million times on this. Even for the fishing, it's before COVID anyway. I don't know what the state of everything is now, but I mean, if you don't have people out there, they're going to legislate this, the land away.
Yeah.
They'll privatize it, get rid of it, and then it's never coming back. I mean, well, I guess there's always a possibility, but we know how the government works. And it's important to get the next generation in there, especially now the way hunting is so demonized in a lot of eyes now. And it's like, and I have no clue why that is. It's it's part of the heritage, of America or anyone, even
America.
the indigenous people of the countries. I mean,
America.
everybody is hunted. Everybody is hunted. There's nothing weird about it.
America.
Yeah, America. But no, I mean, definitely get your kids out there. Take somebody new. I mean, I'm a late bloomer. I was meant to get into it, and then like something just clicked. Well, I'm sure I know what happened, but I mean, I just went full bore into it, and I mean, Jesus, how much have we done this year? I mean, it's been nuts for us. I mean, and we still ain't done. We're going out like this weekend, the next weekend. I mean, we're gonna be out there doing it.
Yeah. Shout out to JL folks.
Hey, what's up, JL?
In the chat. If you guys like country blues music, go check out JL, YouTube and Facebook. Sorry. Shameless plug.
Got to do it. Plugs are good.
JL, you owe me $5.
So between the two of you, like, I mean, pick your favorite, I guess, like your favorite birds that you're out there hunting. And then what do you, what loadouts are you using, in terms of, your ammo choice? You can, name your gun, of course.
Chris, you can start. You're the guest.
Okay. So when I started back in January, I was using my dad's Remington 870 12 gauge. Since then, I picked up, as Brad was saying, I got an over and under TriStar 20 gauge.
Nice.
For pheasant hunting, usually number 6 shot. Grouse 6 or 8. Never shot a grouse, so I can't say that what my favorite bird is to shoot, but it's definitely the best one to chase. It's fun. The first one I get, I'm mounting. I don't care because
nice.
Yeah, TriStar sports gear as far as brush pants, jacket, Orvis vest. We run gun dog supply for our water bottles for our dogs in the field. That's pretty much it for me. Yeah, there you go. There's a mount for you. Brad, how about yourself? What are you running?
My favorite bird to chase. I mean, if you follow me on Instagram, you can tell all I do is try to chase grouse. I mean, if I'm chasing or woodcock, I mean, really grouse is my favorite. I don't like the pheasants in Wisconsin because they're not real. Well, they're real, but the DNR puts them out. They're not wild. They're pen raised. They're put out for us. It's not the same experience. So when I'm down here, I'm chasing woodcock when that season's open, but I'm going up north as often as I possibly can to chase grouse, because chasing that little bird that flies 50 miles an hour through trees in the big woods in northern Wisconsin, that's it for me right there. And like I said before, I picked this up last summer. I have a 1984 Browning Satori upland special, 20 gauge with 24-inch barrels. My loadouts would be for woodcock. I'm pretty loose. I'm skeet with 7.5s. When I go to grouse, I'm running skeet modified with 7.5s in the first tube and then 6s through the modified. When they get a little farther out, I either want a clean miss or more of a hit at that point. So a little tighten it up, a little bit heavier, just especially when you still have like the foliage and the leaves and all that stuff out there. I want a little more power behind it as well. So that's pretty much my load out there. And then your standard clothing. I've gone through 4 different upland vests trying to find one I really like because I'm really picky. I just landed on the Orvis Lightweight Pro, and I'm really impressed with that one, though. I had the Orvis Pro beforehand, but the lightweight, just for a grouse hunter or woodcock hunter, I'm really impressed, especially for the price point, because some of the vests out there are like the Pike gear looks amazing, but it was just out of my budget. The Wings Works vest looks great, but every time I go to order, they're not currently taking orders. It's just been a horrible like back and forth with me. Like I'll go check on their website, and it's like, oh, I missed it the window again. So, but that Orvis Light Pro, I'm really impressed with. And then get yourself decent brush pants. Thanks, Troy. Appreciate
it. So did I hear you so you have an over under? Did you say that you're running something different through each barrel, right? Yeah, so if you have a bird that's further out, you're going to go with like the modified with like the 7.5, I think you said
6 shot.
Okay. So, and then, okay, cool. So I never even knew that even was going on.
Oh yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm learning something new every day.
You live and you learn, bro.
I know. It's like, I'm just a semi-automatic guy pretty much. So it's all the same in there,
Captain Tactical over here.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I got to make sure I hit the bird.
Yeah.
There's that.
Jay goes out with a 12-round clip in his shotgun.
Oh yeah, he's got that plug out. He's just shooting from the hip.
Yeah, dude, I got like a belt. I got like the backpack. He's always yelling. He's like, you're always complaining. It's like, well, I got 100 rounds. I just want to make sure I get something.
Jay's looking up, picking up that Saga 12. I'm gonna get my 25-round drum magazine going.
Yeah.
Yeah, as the bird flies up, the gun goes up with it.
Yeah, and then you just got to fool the DNR, just like 3 shots, and then just pretend like, okay, it's been 10 seconds, I reloaded.
That only matters for duck hunting, man.
Yeah. Oh man, too funny. So plans for 2021, Chris, man, like what's the big plans for yourself and Galluscide?
Obviously, number one on the list is getting the hunt scheduled with Brad in the UP for grouse camp. This was our first grouse camp this year in 2020, just 3 of us, and we had a blast. It'd be cool to hook up with Brad and do that next September. We have a couple people that want to go out to western Iowa, into Nebraska, South Dakota, so we might do some of that. We made some connections out there. It's just, again, expanding Galluscide and hunting, going outside.
How do people find you on Facebook, and do you guys have a website as well? Instagram, all that good stuff?
Yeah, we don't have a website yet, but we do have Instagram and Facebook. We're not on Parler yet or anything like that, but you can definitely find us on Facebook and Instagram. Galluscide.
What's your OnlyFriends account?
My OnlyFriend?
No, only friends account. Never mind.
Only fans.
Oh, I
Yeah,
Only fans.
you messed that up. Very cool, man. Well, we encourage everybody to go over, give these guys a follow and a like, and support their cause. And then you said there might be some openings for that January hunt, charity hunt in Michigan as well.
for sure.
Is there a place that folks can go for info on that? Is that all on the Galluscide Facebook page?
That is not, but we can definitely put it up there. And then every time there is a hunt announced from one of these clubs or fundraisers, we can definitely share that on our Facebook page as well.
Okay, very cool.
What are the fundraisers towards? I didn't ask you that before.
You know, it's a good question. This will be the first one for us. So I'm not 100% sure. But again, I'll definitely let you know as that information comes out.
Yeah,
or as I know it.
Very cool, man. Any final thoughts, last words, anything like that, man?
All I can say is I appreciate you guys having me on, having us on as Galluscide. If we can do this again with John sometime, that would be great. I know he would love to be a part of it. Like I said, he knows more about this stuff than I do because I'm just getting into it. So, yeah, thank you again for having us on, and hopefully we can do this again.
You could probably make that happen. Maybe just make John give us like 2 free hunts or something like that. Anything is 2 acceptable,
Yeah.
Brad? Maybe we gotta get
2
Wait, I wasn't aware they
stickers.
were charging. Like, I thought they were all free.
Oh, good point. Good point.
It's a fundraiser. You have to find
Fundraiser.
funds.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh.
funds is like the beginning part of the word.
Well, John will have to pay the funds, and we'll come
Yeah,
and raise hell. There you go.
there you go. You know,
Oh, I thought it was a fundraiser.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Got
Don't worry
it.
about the D. That's
Yeah.
later.
That-
It's fun.
it's all about the D.
It's all about the D. It's where you place that D at. Fundraiser.
Like, no, what just happened? Like, get back on the road.
Oh, why did I say that? I thought about it after I
Oh,
said it.
man. Well, this has been a fun and entertaining episode. That's for dang sure. Yeah. So again, everybody go follow these guys on Facebook and Instagram. What about your personal stuff, Chris? Is there a place folks can follow you?
Personally?
Yeah.
Well, you got your dog. Well, you have,
Oh yeah,
you have the
yeah,
upland
Daisy.
dog.
Yeah. I'm like, follow me.
We're trying to make you big time, bro.
I'm super private, man. No,
he's like
Chris Hodge.
me.
No, Brad. Chris Hodge on Facebook. Chris Hodge on Christopher Hodge on Instagram. Upland Duchess for my dog Daisy. Upland Queen for John's dog Willow. John Wakehoff. I'm not even gonna try to spell his last name right now. Waychoff. John Wakehoff. He's on Instagram and Facebook as well. If you guys want to reach out to us, again, Chris Hodge or John Wakehoff. Instagram, Facebook, Galluscide, Instagram, Facebook. If anybody's interested in hunting or has questions for us, whether it's on dogs, training, where we got our dogs, breeder, any information like that we can help you with, don't hesitate to reach out. We'll do the best we can to help.
Very cool, man. Much
Absolutely.
appreciated. Much
No problem.
appreciated. Well, this is the last episode before our holiday break. I know we got, I think there's 2 special episodes coming up, like in the break time. Everybody else has been off this week. We will be back January 4th. And we hope everybody has a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Looking forward to 2021, and let's put this 2020 BS in the past and try to hopefully get back to some kind of normalcy coming up here in 2021. 2021. I almost said 2020.
I know it's weird to even
It is.
say it. I didn't think we'd make it this far, to be honest.
I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you.
We did. We did.
In May, Jay was like, "It's apocalypse time." I've been preparing for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay had firearms spread out through every room in his house.
What are you talking about? It's like, you guys make jokes. It's like, I'm closest to the city, man. People all kinds of weird around me.
I distinctly
Never
remember
know.
a phone call conversation with Jay, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm walking around, checking out my windows. I got the AR in my hand." I'm Like, oh, that was when all the riots were going on. So
Yeah, and people are burning flags on people's
yeah.
porches,
It was
and there's a
acceptable.
flag on my
It
porch.
was acceptable. It was acceptable. So FU 2020.
That's right.
Here's to 2021. So
Amen.
everybody, be safe. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's. Happy Hanukkah. Merry Kwanzaa. What else am I listening?
Happy Festivus.
Festivus. Okay.
Oh, you can't forget Festivus.
Can't
Yule.
forget Festivus.
What'd you say, Chris?
Yule.
Yule. Yeah, Yule
Yeah.
time carol.
That's right.
Yeah.
In Duce Hanukkah.
We'll see you guys. Be safe. See you.
Merry
in
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas, everyone.